Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Dice here, and I want to welcome you to the fourth part in the video series on burnout. So this is literally going to be a continuation of the third part in the video series, but we're going to be covering off on some of the practical things that you can do right now so that you can actually start to escape burnout, escape the pit that you're in, so that you never have to experience burnout again. Hey, if you don't know me, I'm Dice. I help young, analytically and logically minded men that are just like you. I help you to discover your purpose so that you can live your life with clarity, meaning, direction. Hey, if you like this sort of content, then hit that like button and subscribe. And with this video series, I've got one more video. So why not, if you've come this far, may as well hit the bell notification so that you can be notified when I drop that video. It's going to be on Grant Cardone and some of my skepticism towards him thinking that burnout doesn't exist. All right. So I do have some notes here on this video series because I'm trying to lay this out in the best way possible so that you can get the most out of it, so that you could got some takeaway points that you can apply right now. All right. So first off, there's a mindset shift that I actually left out in the first video, okay? How do you know that burnout is bad? How do you know if burnout's bad, okay? I know it feels terrible that you've been in it and you've gone through it, but it's hard to see at the moment, but this could be one of the most beneficial things that has ever happened to you, okay? The evolutionary pressure that you've been put under over the last few weeks and months has altered your brain and your neurochemistry and the way that your neurons are all freaking connected. I'm not a fucking brain surgeon, but it has made you, it could actually turn you into a freaking badass, okay? Your ability to grind your true grind, your ability to work under circumstances that you wouldn't normally be put under, and now you know where your true edge is, okay? And you're obviously not going to be there forever, but if you ever put in that position again, and you need to because you're forced to, you know that you can actually do that, and you can actually achieve more than what your subconscious brain, your reptilian brain, comes to surface and says, no, just take it easy. No, you can actually go further. So that's something that would really help with your self-esteem and your self-confidence, to know that you can actually go that far and go the distance. You might look back on it one day and say that that was a period of my life that forced me to be creative and to be innovative and to grind my true grind with a fire in the belly, to get off my ass and to steer my life in the direction that I actually wanted it to. It forced you to be better, and for you to change the view that and your experience, and be grateful for your ability to even be allowed to be hustling in the first place, because so many other people don't have the ability to hustle, okay? Sometimes they just don't have that, they just don't have the gift of hustle. It's taking a step back and going, wait a minute, most people can't do what I do, and that's what makes me special. That really starts to boost your confidence and your self-esteem, because you know you've got something that other people don't have. So let's talk about financial compensation. So in the first video, we talked about how potentially you could not be actually making enough money, being financially compensated enough to actually get you excited about the job that you're actually doing or the projects that you're actually working on. And this actually contributed to you feeling burnout. Also, this sort of fed into not being able to afford good quality food, and thus your endurance and your brain neurochemistry is not getting the fuel it needs for you to actually be happy and excited and to be able to engage and have an extended attention span. So when you build a plan, consider asking for a promotion or pay yourself more if you're an entrepreneur, or consider actually moving into a new job, okay? I actually prefer that you do the latter, because it's very easy for you to just go back after your short break, back to the same job, and within 2 weeks be back in the same freaking grind again, and not being excited, not being energized, and because you're like a product of your environment, you're back in the same environment again, you're just going to fall back into that same rut and you'll be burnt out even more. So I recommend that you utilize this time to think about what your next move is and move on to a new position with a new attitude, a new mindset, a new way of talking to people, new boundaries, new everything. Just hit the reset button and start over. Let's talk about fun, okay? You haven't been having a lot of fun working your ass off up until this point, okay? You found yourself doing less of the things that you love. And when you do the things that you love, you kind of actually feel a little bit guilty on the inside, because you think that it's actually taken away from productive time. But ironically, if you put away 10 minutes a day or so just to mess around with Lego or whatever it is for you, and you allow yourself to disengage, that actually gives you an opportunity to re-spark your reward circuitry. And then that allows you to actually be a bit more engaged when you do go back to work, doing something that is important, but you may not be super excited about doing it, and be able to move forward from there. So there is a hack here that actually helped one of my friends with, and it's called, I'm calling it anyway, shorting your reward circuitry, which is basically you put aside a 5-minute time slot and you get disciplined with that 5-minute time slot every half an hour or an hour for you to actually go and do that disengagement activity. So you say, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to engage in it for half an hour, and then I'm going to go play fucking Candy Crush on my phone for 5 minutes. And then I'm going to go back and do what I was going to do. So the hard part of all this is actually being able to not spend too much time doing that disengagement activity. But if you actually get in a process of doing that, it starts to re-spark your reward circuitry, and you start to get, eventually you can wean yourself off that disengagement activity and actually get excitement and joy and a dopaminergic response from doing the actual activity that you should be doing. All right, so the next thing is to watch comedy, okay? This sounds like something very fun and easy that you could do. So comedy is going to help you with your distancing emotions. So start to watch comedy and try to listen to the voice inside your head that wants you to laugh and wants you to giggle like a little schoolgirl when you think that's something funny. Because up until this point, you've seen a lot of your work colleagues and that sort of joke around and have fun, and you're like, why am I so distant to that? It's because there's an energetic difference between you and them. So you want to sort of get to the point where you recognize there's a part of you that wants to laugh, and you don't want to push that part of you away. You want to be non-judgmental about that part. And over time, you'll learn to laugh and you'll learn to smile and you'll learn to get rid of this facial hardening that's going on so that you can actually start to live happily again. Here's another thing that really helped me, okay? Start doing daily vlogs. Now, you don't necessarily have to publish these vlogs, but just to be able to get your ideas out of your brain and put them into a camera really helps you out a lot, okay? Because you start to solve your problems in this process. It's like a form of therapy. It completely changed my life, and I've actually recommended it to one of my other clients. But if you can actually do these things where you daily do 5 minutes of just talking into a camera, voicing what's on your mind, it goes a long way to actually voice your opinions, to get you trusting yourself more, and to be able to like take the load off, take the weight off your shoulders. Another thing that it does is over a period of time, you might actually look back at these videos and you can actually sense that you're actually making progress. And this starts to re-spark and re-help your self-esteem and your confidence, because like, whoa, that used to be me and I don't think those thoughts anymore, and that's fucking good. So we all sort of want to be mentally tough, right? Okay, but where does this mental toughness actually come from? It comes from actually going through hardship, coming out the other side and recognizing that everything was going to be okay in the end, and knowing that you've actually can grind your true grind and things are not going to completely collapse, and you know where your base level is now. So make sure you celebrate that win, okay? Make sure you celebrate that win, that you've gone through tough things, but you've come out the other side. Work out some way to reward yourself for those activities that you did. Now, it's also a good idea to actually do these videos when things are going bad, as well as when you're on the come up, as well as when things are going good. Why? Because then you have the ability to actually go back into your video log and do a lot of self-reflection. Also, our mind tends to have this ability to, when things are going okay, you start to think that it's been like that forever. And also the reverse is true when you think it's been bad forever, that it's going to be like that forever. So having these like waypoints where you've actually done like a video helps you do some self-reflection and helps you recognize that no, things aren't always good, things aren't always bad. I have been there before, and it helps you recognize how you will be able to put yourself in that headspace and be able to come up again, come out of that. Hey, if you got something out of this video, then hit that like button and subscribe. It helps out the channel a great deal. And I'd hate for you to miss out on my next video, the final video in the series on Grant Cardone and why I believe Grant Cardone's a little bit iffy when he talks about burnout doesn't exist. So if you're at a stage where you're coming out of burnout and you're having a bit of difficulty trying to work out like what your next mission is, what your new purpose is, and you need someone to guide you to be able to ask yourself better questions, and so that you don't have like so many conflicting thoughts going through your head, then maybe you want to reach out to me on Instagram. You and I can actually get on a one-on-one discovery call, see if we're actually a good fit. And if we are actually a good fit, then I'll put you through my mentoring program and you can come out the other side a completely changed man. So you never have to go through burnout again, and you can actually like really start to hone in on who your core identity is, and you can live a life with meaning and purpose. If you're not at that stage, that's completely fine. Then just hit that like button, subscribe. It helps out the channel a great deal. And with that being said, thanks so much for watching. Dice out.